An alien vampire woman gave me her blood when I was about to die. Now I'm immortal. Ethan's gloved fingers mashed the sealant patch over the suit's ruptured gash. Sparks from the hull breach died under the sticky foam. His helmet display flashed red. Oh, 2. At 3%. He dropped to his knees on the station's outer hull. Magnetic boots locked. Crawl. One arm dragged his medkit. The other clutched his side, where shrapnel punched through. Pain burned, but he ignored it. Deathworlders didn't quit. Oxygen timer ticked. 2:18. The airlock loomed 50 meters ahead. Emergency lights pulsing through the void. His breaths rasped, helmet fogging. Muscles screamed. Push. A micrometeor swarm had shredded his courier shuttle mid-docking. Cargo vital xenobiotics for the station's sickbay scattered like confetti. He ejected first. Suit integrity failed seconds later. Edern Sicherwufen. He clawed forward. Boots magnet clunked. Vision blurred at edges. Heart hammered. Stubborn. Survive. The airlock hatch cycled open. Praise cheap station tech. He slapped the emergency override. Inner door sealed behind him. Pressure equalized with a hiss. Ethan collapsed face first onto grated deck. Helmet cracked open. He gasped station air. Sweet. Metallic. O2 at 0:47. Blood pooled under him from the puncture. A shadow fell over him. Tall silhouette. Cloaked figure. Alien. She knelt. Sharp-featured face. Pale skin stretched taut over high cheekbones. Crimson eyes locked on his. Fangs glinted. Human, she hissed. Accent thick, sibilant. You will not die here. Her hand sliced open on a wrist blade. Palm bled thick, iridescent, red. She gripped his jaw, forced it open, pushed dripping flesh to his lips. Ethan choked. Salty, electric tang flooded his mouth. He sputtered, swallowed reflexively. Heat exploded in his veins. Wrong. Alien blood. Sanguivore taboo. Darkness swallowed him. Ethan's eyes snapped open. Sterile lights stabbed. He lay on a triage slab, monitors beeping steady. IV lines snaked into his arms. Puncture wound on his side? Gone. Skin sealed pink, no scar. He ripped out the IVs. Blood beaded, clotted instant. Strength surged, unnatural. Muscles coiled like springs. A nursebot word nearby. Patient, remain. Out of my way. Ethan swung legs off the slab. Stood. No dizziness. No pain. He yanked the last line free. Stretched. Joints popped perfect. The alien woman stood across the bay. Lady Vera Salk. Her cloak marked high-status script. She watched, arms crossed. Crimson eyes narrowed. You ingested my vitae, she said. Voice low, controlled. It binds us. Ethan snorted. Grabbed his medkit from a shelf. Routine maintenance. Seen worse on Deathworld runs. He patted his side. Nice patch job. Owe you a med pack. Her fangs clicked. You do not understand. Sanguivore Covenant forbids. Alarms blared. Bay doors slammed shut. Red lights spun. Station security burst in. 2 armored figures. Pulse rifles raised. Quadrupedal drone scanned him. Blue beam sweeping torso. Human designated Ethan Cole, the lead guard barked. Bioscan anomaly. Unauthorized. Xenograph detected. Bay lockdown. Ethan raised hands slow. Just healed up. Let me grab my cargo manifest. The drone beeped shrill. Sanguine markers elevated. Non-human vitae integration at 27%. Cross-species binding confirmed. Alerting Coven marshals. Vera stepped forward. Release him. I authorized triage. Guard ignored her. High status or not, Lady Salk. Blood-binding humans violates Article 17. Contraband biology. Versi. Guard ignored her. Ethan eyed the locked doors. His courier badge hung on his kit. Official. But altered flagged him contraband, too. Binding? He glanced at Vera. Heat lingered in his blood from her vitae. Thirst scratched his throat. Not normal. She met his gaze, jaw tight. My blood saved you. Now it links us. Hunger will come. For both. Security cuffed his wrists. Cold, metal bit. Drone hovered close, scanning her palm scar. Marshal, inbound, guard announced. Ethan tested cuffs, flexed. Human bones creaked but held. Resilience kicked in. He could break them, but station cams watched. Play smart. Vera's eyes flashed, warning. Trust me, human. Or hunters end this. The bay shuddered. Distant klaxons wailed. Something big docked. Ethan smirked. Name's Ethan. And I trust my gut. What's your play? Her lips thinned. Survive the scan. Then. We run. Doors hissed. A new figure strode in. Marshal Core Nide. Scaled hide. Enforcer badge gleaming. Eyes cold. Binding confirmed. Core growled. Surrender the human, Lady Salk. Vera didn't flinch. Stood between them. Ethan's blood hummed. Her vitae pulsed in sync. Bond or curse? It fueled him. He cracked knuckles. Time to earn that save. But the marshal's scanner locked on Ethan. Deeper probe. Core's frills flared. Impossible. Deathworlder or not, Ethan felt it too. Strength building. Her blood knitting him stronger. Aliens gawked at his normal. Meta-courier, Ethan said. We patch fast. Let me demo. He lunged. Snapped cuffs with a twist. Human grip strength shattered alloy links. Guards fired. Stun bolts crackled air. Ethan dodged. Rolled. Grabbed a guard's rifle. Flipped it. Disarmed second. Vera blurred. Fangs bared. Pinned Core against wall. Stand down, she snarled. Or I claim covenant breach on you. Chaos erupted. Drones swarmed. Bay lights flickered. Ethan shouldered the door panel. Sparks flew. Locked mag seals buckled under his shove. Airlocks that way, he yelled. Your blood's got kick. Use it. She released Core. Bolted to his side. Together. They charged. Alarms screamed pursuit. Her hand brushed his. Warm. Electric. Bond ignited. They ran. But hunger gnawed Ethan's gut. Her vitae called back. What had she done to him? Station corridors blurred past. Hunters closed in. Ethan grinned through the burn. Deathworlder rules. Adapt. Endure. Win. Vera glanced back. Eyes wide at his speed. You move like prey evading apex. Human normal, he grunted. A side door exploded open. Dr. Eilist Wren waved them in. Xenobiologist coat flapping. Data first, Wren hissed. Scans prove symbiosis. Follow. They dove into the lab. Door sealed. Hunters pounded outside. Ethan leaned on knee. Breath steady. But the thirst sharpened. Fangs ached in his gums? No. Human. Vera gripped his arm. The bond awakens. Fight it. Or it consumes us. Core's voice boomed through comms. Surrender. Blood law ends here. Ethan met her eyes. Trust sparked. Not today. Wren tapped console. Proof. Uploading. Covenant. Must. Listen. Explosions rocked the deck. Time up. They burst into vents. Crawling tight. Her body pressed close. Alien curves against his frame. Biology clashed. Heat built. Keep moving, she whispered. Ethan nodded. Human endurance met alien vitae. Together, unbreakable. But deep down, hunger whispered. Feed. The chase exploded anew. Ethan shoved the vent grate aside. Metal screeched. He dropped into a dim maintenance bay, boots hitting grated floor. Vera landed beside him, fangs bared, eyes scanning shadows. Left, she hissed. Service lift. 2 levels down. He nodded. No time for questions. Her blood surged in his veins, sharpening senses. Corridors hummed with station alerts. Klaxons wailed. Hunters' boots thundered above. OR. They sprinted. Ethan led, Deathworlder legs pumping. Vera matched pace, silk robes tearing at hems. Her hand brushed his. Electric pull. Bond tugged. Hunger clawed his throat. Thirst. Not for water. For her. He shook it off. Focus. Survive. Lift doors hissed open. Empty. They piled in. Ethan slammed controls. Descent rattled. Vera leaned against bulkhead. Chest heaved. The vitae stabilizes. But thirst peaks. Soon. You must feed. Feed? He gripped rails. Gums tingled. No fangs. Human. On what? You? Controlled draw. Her gaze locked. Pupils dilated. Or, it rips us. Ding. Doors parted. Cargo decks below. Crates stacked high. Smuggler's paradise. Ethan pulled her out. Later. Delivery first. Apps earned. AMM apps. M apps. She grabbed his arm. Claws pricked skin. Stubborn soft skin. My covenant hunts us. Hide. He yanked free. Grinned. Courier's gotta run. Medpacks for the outer rim. Lives depend. Help or stay. Vera's eyes narrowed. Aristocrat fire. But Bond hummed agreement. She cursed in guttural tongue. Fine. But swift. They wove through stacks. Ethan shouldered his pack. Last shipment. Antibiotics. Stims. Routine before her bite. Rewrote him. Flashback hit mid-stride. Hours ago. Docks. Crash landing. His shuttle wrecked. Bleeding out. Vera appeared. High status. Sanguivore. Robes shimmering. Deathworlder. Hold. Deathworlder. 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 Her fangs pierced neck. Vitae flooded. Pain. Then, power. Wounds knit. He blacked out. Woke to her erasing med scans. Console sparked under her hack. No trace. Dock clerk blinked at bribeshit. Delay report? Risky. Lady? Risky. Lady. Silence buys life. She vanished him with glare. Then confrontation. Medbay. Ethan sat up. What'd you do? Blood save. Illegal for your kind. Vera loomed. Stay hidden. Stabilize. He stood. Wounds gone. Delivery waits. Come or not. Now. Here. Past met present. Bond sealed it. Alarms spiked. Attention. Doc 9 sealed. Marshal Corps nude enforces blood bond code. Unauthorized Vita transfer detected. Surrender subjects. Tension. Surrender subjects. Ethan froze. Vera shoved him behind crate. Core. My hunter. Boots echoed. Methodical. Scanner beams swept. Goal. Reach courier bay. Deliver. Escape. Escape. Conflict. Sealed dock. Hunter closing. Ethan scanned. Air ducts above. Tight. Up. Vera boosted him. He hauled great. Pulled her in. Crawl again. Dust choked. Her body slid against his. Heat flared. Curves pressed. Biology screamed. Human endurance met sanguivore allure. Thirst gnawed harder. Vision tinted red. Her scent. Copper sweet. Control, she whispered. Bond tests us. He grunted. Pushed on. Ducked dumped into courier lockup. his shuttle patched by bots. Medpacks, loaded auto. Ethan dropped. Vera followed. Launch now. Console beeped. Lockdown override needed. Core's voice crackled comms. Lady Vera Salk. Blood trace lead here. Emerge. Covenant demands justice. She stiffened. High status crumbled. Execution for us both. Ethan hacked panel. Fingers flew. Medic courier tricks. Bypass engaged. Doors groaned. Shuttle prepped. But thirst hit peak. Ethan doubled. Vision swam. Need. Vitae. Vera spun him. Wrist to mouth. Take. He resisted. No. Control. Her claws raked shirt. Exposed neck. Bond demands. Trust me. Lips met skin. Not bite. Sip. Warm rush. Clarity snapped back. Strength doubled. She pulled away. Lips bloodied. Eyes soft. Human resilience. Extraordinary. Shuttle ramp lowered. They boarded. Ethan strapped in. Ignited engines. Dock shields flickered. Core burst in. Rifle raised. Halt. Thrusters roared. Shuttle punched free. Vacuum kiss. Stars wheeled. They cleared station perimeter. Vader exhaled. Ethan checked navs. Delivery cords locked. One stop, then run. She touched console. Scanned bond. Vitae merges. Your cells adapt. Hunters track Vitae's signature. Jam it. He plotted evasive. Her fingers danced. Disruptor pulse. Silence settled. Cabin hummed. Ethan glanced. Vera shed. Torn robes. Undersuit clung. Alien grace. Scales shimmered faint on skin. Sanguivore elegant. Thanks, he said. For the save. She met eyes. Bond warmed. Crime to my people. Rescue to me. Trust flickered. Hand over hand. Protective. But comms pinged. Incoming hail. Dr. Eilist Wren. Data uploaded. Wren's voice. Pragmatic buzz. Symbiosis proven. Human heals Vitae toxicity. Mutual. Covenant reviews. Hope sparked. Core cut in. Override. Data falsified. Pursuit vectors locked. Surrender or perish. Shuttle lurched. Missiles inbound. Ethan banked hard. Deathworlder reflexes. Hold on. Vera manned guns. Plasma lanced. One missile bloomed. Second grazed hull. Alarms wailed. Endurance, she murmured. Awe in voice. He grinned. They dove into asteroid field. Evasive dance. Her shots precise. His piloting sharp. Missiles veered. Core's ship loomed. Covenant Hunter class. Brutal. Split them, Ethan ordered. Vera nodded. Bond synced. She fired decoys. He threaded rocks. Core broke off. Regrouping. Clear. For now. Delivery beacon blinked. Outer Rim outpost. Plague-ridden. Kingsing these known. Kingsing ridden. Ethan docked rough. Ramp down. Med packs slung. Vera covered. Rifle ready. Swift. He dashed. Handed packs to medics. Antibiotics. Stims. Hold the line. Grateful nods. Courier saves again. Back aboard. Vera waited. Lives. Simple. She stepped close. Body language shifted. Trust built. Hand on chest. Your heart. Endures. Heat built. Biology clashed. Human warmth met alien cool. Lips brushed. Kiss tentative. Bond ignited. Thirst sated. Hunger shifted. Deeper. But sensors screamed. Core! Fleet inbound! 3 ships! Hyperlane jump. Ethan barked. Vera plotted. Blocked. Ambush. Goal. Outsmart trap. Conflict. Fleet blockade. Outcome. Improvise. Ethan scanned. Weak point. Cargo hauler drifting. Board it. Hitch. Docking clamps engaged. They EVA'd. Suits sealed. Magnetic boots to hull. Core's voice boomed open channel. Blood bond confirmed. Lady Vera, your status revoked. Human forfeit. Inside hauler. Crates. Smugglers scattered. Ethan sealed bay. Hyperdrive here. Borrow. Vera hotwired. Engines whined. Jump primed. Hull shook. Grapples. Incoming. Go! Vera slapped. Stars streaked. Safe jump. Cabin spun. Adrenaline crash. She slumped. We live. He pulled close. Arms wrapped. Protective. Together. Bond pulsed. Love sparked. Earned in fire. But thirst whispered again. Deeper now. Shared. Comms crackled. Ren. Covenant debates data. Hunters ignore. Run far. Core. Signature reacquired. End nears. Ethan kissed her forehead. Adapt. Endure. Vera smiled. Fangs glinted. Win. Fleet signatures closed. Jump cooldown ticked. Hunger built. Trust tested. One crate rattled. Ethan pried. Tracker. Core's plant. He crushed it. But signal sent. Incoming. Vera warned. Weapons hot. Chase reignited. Biology and law converged. Bond their edge. Human grit met alien vitae. Unbreakable. Or, Ethan sprinted through the station's maintenance shafts, boots slamming against vibrating grates. Red emergency lights strobed behind him, casting jagged shadows on rusted conduits. Lockdown klaxons wailed, sealing every main corridor gate with a hydraulic hiss. Human courier Cole, crackled a voice over his suit comm. Stand down. Sector quarantine active. Your vitals show critical trauma. Return to medbay. Ethan ignored Marshal Cornide's drone. The cargo pod held irreplaceable neural stabilizers for a dozen xenopatient. No gate stopped Deathworld grit. He vaulted a leaking coolant pipe. Acrid steam singeing his gloves. Shaft narrowed ahead. He dropped to a crouch. Shoulder plating scraping walls. A service drone buzzed past, scanning. He slapped its sensor array offline mid-stride. Sparks flew. Gate loomed 30 meters out, massive blast doors clamped shut. Ethan checked his wrist map. Vent bypass. 10 meters left. Squeeze through. Drop 2 levels. He pried the vent grate with a multi-tool. Metal groaned. Inside, darkness swallowed him. Crawl space reeked of ozone and mold. His fractured rib throbbed from the earlier hull breach skirmish shrapnel kiss courtesy of pirate interceptors. Pain spiked with each twist. Persistent primate. Core's voice returned, laced with alien disdain. Station protocols predict 87% fatality in your state. Surrender the pod. Coming reading. Ethan gritted teeth. Humans didn't surrender payloads. He wriggled forward, suit fabric tearing on jagged edges. Rib ground wrong crack echoed in his chest. He froze, breath ragged. No time. He gripped the bone through his suit's reinforced panel. One hard yank snapped it back. Agony exploded white-hot. He bit down on his glove, tasting blood. Endorphins flooded. Keep moving. Vent dumped him into a sub-level access tube. He slid feet first, magnetic boots locking at the bottom. Final gate hummed above, servos straining. He overrode the manual release hacked panel sparked green. Doors parted with a screech. Ethan burst into the delivery bay. Station personnel scattered scaled Varrock engineers, tentacled Glorv medtechs all eyes wide at the bloodied human hauling ass. Cole lives, one Glorv gurgled. Tentacles quivering. Impossible. Scans. Said. Cardiac arrest. Imminent. Ethan slapped the cargo pod onto the autoloader. Stabilizers for bays 14 through 20. Confirm receipt. A Varrock lead tech blinked multifaceted eyes. You. Traversed vacuum vents? Rib displacement confirmed en route. Deathworlders defy metrics. Sign it, Ethan growled, thrusting the manifest pad. Pod clamps engaged. Delivery complete. World tilted. Adrenaline crashed. He staggered against a crate stack. Vision tunneling black. Rib screamed anew. Heart stuttered. He collapsed face first onto cold deck plate. Voices filtered through fog. Human down. Again. Vitals crashing. Third. Collapse this cycle. Notify Coven Marshal. Unauthorized endurance. Ethan's eyes cracked open. Minutes? His helmet chronometer blinked. 4:17 elapsed. Deck plate chill seeped through suit. He flexed, rib solid. Knit seamless. Human bones mended fast under stress. No Medigel, no scans. Just spite. He pushed up. Bay personnel gaped. The Verac lead tech dropped her pad. Coal? Bone density restored. No intervention. Station Med AI projected organ failure. Ethan spat blood-flecked saliva. Routine maintenance. Where's my clearance chit? Core Nide strode in then. Armored bulk filling the hatch. His hunter's cloak rippled. Eyes glowing amber under the helmet ridge. Courier Cole. Impressive. Or suspicious. Your recovery reeks of irregularity. Full bioscan mandatory. Ethan stood steady, masking the deep ache. Delivery logged. Pay up, Marshal. Core's mandibles clicked. Payment withheld pending analysis. Humans break. You. Persist. Explain the rib realignment. No human baseline supports. Vacuum sprint post-fracture. Deathworld stock, Ethan said flatly. We snapped back. Doubt flickered in Core's stance. Station crews whispered. Again he rises. Metrics obsolete. A new figure approached from the shadows. Lady Vera Salk. High Coven sanguivore. Her lithe form gleamed under silk robes, skin pale as lunar frost. Fangs subtle glints in a poised smile. Nobility radiated status glyphs pulsing on her collar. Marshal, she purred, voice silk over steel. The human serves. Data aligns with Deathworld variants. Release him. Core stiffened. Lady Vera. Your interest noted. Coven covenants bind us both. Ethan met her gaze. Emerald eyes locked, something stirred. Unspoken. Thirst? No. Hers gleamed predatory. Chit. Ethan pressed the Varric. She stamped it frantically. Paid. Clear. He turned for the exit. Rib held. Body. Refused. Surrender. But Vera's voice halted him. Courier Cole. Your endurance. Fascinates. Walk with me. Core's eyes narrowed. Lady. Diplomacy. She cut in. Coven business. Ethan shrugged. Pay burned in his account. Curiosity tugged. He followed her into the executive lifts. Lifts hummed upward, away from bays. Vera stood too close. Scent like spiced plasma. Intoxicating. Alien. You court death routinely, she said. Why? Job, Ethan replied. People die without cargo. She traced a claw along the lift panel. Your kind heals where mine shatters. But today, you faltered. Deeper wound? Shrapnel had nicked lung earlier. Internal bleed he ignored. Now, fatigue clawed deeper. Vision edged gray. Lifts dinged. Her private quarters opulent, viewport stars wheeling. Coven banners draped walls. Sit, she commanded, guiding him to a acceleration couch. Her touch. Cool. Electric. Ethan sank. She knelt. Robes pooling. Truth. Your heart stutters. Sanguivore senses confirm. Die here. Or. Fangs extended. A hypo syringe gleamed in her palm, crimson vitae. Illegal for non-coven. Human, she whispered. My blood binds. Saves. But covenants forbid. Execution for both. Choice loomed. Collapse final. Or bond unknown. He nodded once. Do it. Needle-pierced neck. Fire-raced veins. Vitae-ignited cells knit. Hunger shared. Bond snapped taut. Alarms blared station-wide. Unauthorized Vitae trace. Lady Vera flagged. Loxed. Alarms. Lady. Flagged. Flagged. Core's voice boomed comms. Blood bond. Confirmed. Revocation. Imminent. Vera yanked him up. Run. Together. Vera. Run. Together. Ethan's rib? Forgotten. Strength surged. Human grit. Fused alien power. They bolted for vents. Lockdown. Reignited. Station expected death. Body and bond refused. But thirst whispered in his blood now. Hers. Deeper. Core's boots. Thundered distant. Hunters closed. Vera plotted on her wrist pad. Maintenance shafts. Again. Ethan grinned feral. Lead. They dropped into grates. Sprint renewed. Doctor. Eyelist Wren's neutral voice cut comms hijacked channel. Data incoming. Bond viable. Coven debates stall. But hunters ignore law. Coordinates Sant. Neutral drift point. Ethan sealed a hatch behind. Wren. Blood analysis. Human vitae amplifies sanguivore vitae. Symbiosis. Revolutionary, if you survive. Hull breach warning flashed. Core's breach team. Vera's fangs grazed his ear. Trust forged. Love? Earn it. Ethan pulled her close mid-sprint. Adapting. Shaft forked. Grapples incoming exterior. Vacuum jump, he barked. Cargo latch route. I know it. She nodded. Bond pulsed trust. They EVA'd hard suits patched hasty. Magnetic boots to hull. Stars vacuum cold. Core's fleet dotted sensors. 3 signatures. Bonded pair. Core broadcast. Surrender. Human forfeit. Ethan crushed a hull panel. Exposed latch smuggler's pod. Hyper capable. Vera hotwired. Engines whined. Grapples latched. Hull shuddered. Jump! Ethan roared. Stars streaked. Free, but cooldown ticked. Hunger gnawed shared. One pod rattled. Beacon? He pried. Tracker cores. Crushed. Signal sent. Incoming. Vera hissed. Chase reignited. Bond their weapon. Human endurance met Vitae fire. Ethan's vision blurred as the pod's hyperdrive cooldown hummed low. Hunger clawed his gut like shattered glass. He slammed against the crash webbing, veins burning with Vera's Vitae fire. Sweat slicked his skin. The bond thrummed. Her alarm spiked through it. Ethan! Vera lunged from the pilot's nook. Her claws snapped out a medical harness from the bulkhead. Metabolism surge. Hold still. R1. 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 He growled, muscles seizing. Fought the straps as she cinched them tight across his chest and thighs. The harness bit deep, pinning him to the acceleration couch. His heart jackhammered. Vera, it's ripping me apart. She straddled his waist, fangs glinting under the red emergency lights. Her eyes locked on his, pupils dilating. Your human cells burn my blood too fast. Need to feed you. Controlled. She pressed a palm to his throat, feeling the pulse. Safe word first. Say it now. Red, he rasped. Pushed through the pain, meeting her gaze. Trust her. She saved you. His fingers dug into the couch padding. Good. Vera sliced her wrist with a talon. Crimson welled thicker. Iridescent under station-forged lights. The scent hit him. Copper and storm. Pulling like gravity. She held it to his lips. Sip. Slow. He latched on. Warmth flooded. Fire eased to embers. Strength surged back. Human endurance lapping it up like fuel. But he pulled away after 3 swallows. Wiped his mouth. Enough. You're paling. Nuff. 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 Vera licked her wound closed. It sealed in second sanguivore gift. Bond pulsed warmer. Stubborn deathworlder. My vitae adapts you. Yours tempers mine. But hunger shares now. Pod alarms blared. Proximity alert. Core's signatures closed. 3 hunters. Engines hot. Ethan shook off the haze. Scanned the cockpit readouts. They're matching our vector. Pod's got micro-thrusters. Evade pattern? She nodded, sliding to controls. Set it. But first, your kit. No more talon cuts. Ethan yanked his courier pouch, ripped out sterile tubing, microfilters, a hyposyringe from his med cache. Human ingenuity. Jury-rigged thousands of these for frontier bleeds. He snapped a needle guard, fused it to the tube with pod sealant, pierced his palm scanner for calibration sterile draw, 5 milliliters max. Here. Micro draw. Only what you spare. Consent, every time. Vera tested the flow on her arm. Blood beaded perfect. No waste. Her fangs retracted slight. Efficient. Like you. She handed it back. Bond thrummed approval. She leaned in, breath ghosting his jaw. Red stops it. Always. He pocketed the kit, gripped her hand. Deal. Human resilience met her fire teamwork. Thrusters fired. Pod jinked hard, stars whipping past the viewport. Vera plotted drift evasion, her claws dancing over keys. Ethan monitored sensors. Hunter. Lead ships hailing. Core. Patch it, she hissed. Core's face filled the screen scaled, unyielding. Bonded pair. Surrender coordinates transmitted. Human vitae contraband. Vera, your covenant revoked. Ethan leaned into pickup. Try catching us first, Marshal. Core's eyes narrowed. Pheromone trail led to lab wing. Wren's data seized. Symbiosis confirmed illegal. Fleet nets tighten. Screen cut. Vera cursed in guttural sanguivoric. He traced my scent. Station lockdown pinned it. Ethan strapped in full. We bought time. Wren's proof buys more. Hunger ebbed, but Bond whispered, hers rising. He offered the kit. Your turn? She took it, drew precise. Injected his neck, quick sting. Vitality shared. Colors sharpened. Balanced now. Her hand lingered on his pulse. Claws retracted to nails. Trust built in the touch. Pod shuddered. Grapple ping missed by meters. Ethan fired countermeasures. Chaff burst. Fake signatures. Drift point incoming. Wren's neutral zone. Ahead, but Core predicts. Vera amped engines. Hull groaned. He braced. Designed evac in head. Pod hatch to cargo sling. Humans endured vacuum longest fact. If they board, I draw fire. You hotwire escape drone. No. Her fangs grazed his ear protective. Together. Bond flared. Not dominance. Partnership. Sensors screamed. Second hunter flanked. Laser warning flashed. Vera rolled pod evasive. Ethan manned guns, smuggler's turret. Live. Tracked lead ship. Fired burst. Hull sparks on Core's bridge. Direct hit, Vera whooped. Rare smile cracked her poise. Core broadcast. Human precision. Noted. But vitae, hunger breaks you. Ethan felt it twinge shared thirst. Ignored. Aimed again. Adapting. Pod bucked. Third hunter latched partial magnetic tow. Alarms wailed. Vera slammed manual override. Detaching. Ethan unstrapped. Grabbed kit, mag boots. Blow the sling. EVA, to drift point. She nodded. Armed charges. Bond leads. Hatch blue. Vacuum sucked. They jetted, tethered his arm around her waist. Stars cold. Silent. Human lungs burned first. But he pushed. Endurance. Veyra's suit patched micro tears, sanguivore seal. Drift point loomed. Neutral station. No covenants. Ren's beacon pulsed. Hunters overshot. Pod debris blooming. Core's voice crackled suits. Trail ends nowhere. But blood calls. They docked hard. Air cycled. Ethan collapsed inside, pulling Veyra down. Kit ready. Feed. Then plan. She pierced vein. He drew spare minimal. Injected her. Balance restored. Her head on his chest. Trust earned? Building. He kissed her temple. Fangs hidden. But Bond promised more. Ren waited in bay, scanner humming. Data live. Coven stalls. But Core ignores. Door sealed. Footsteps echoed. Hunters breached outer ring. Ethan stood. Kit secured. Veyra at side. Hunger sated. Love, brewing in the fire. Pod wreckage cooled in void. Core's shuttle docked station rim. He inhaled deep pheromone, faint, but fresh. Lab wing confirmed. Veyra's mark everywhere. Claws extended. Team fanned. Titan net. Bond hides. But Vidi sings. Ren's lab loomed empty. Consoles wiped. But air hummed residual sympathy. Core smashed a vial. They ran. Human-led. Back in Drift Bay, Ethan sealed inner hatch. Veyra plotted jump codes. Ren uploaded finals. Symbiosis proof. Human amplifies vitae. Endurance infinite. Shared. Hunters pounded outer. Ethan grinned feral. Veyra pulled him into shadows. Lips met fierce, consenting. Bond ignited. Trust sealed. Love? Next evasion. Sensors pinged. Core's breach team cut torch hot. Time ticked. Ethan chambered smuggler pistol. Human grit met vitae storm. They vaulted vents again. Chase eternal. But now, unbreakable. Ethan burst through the vent grate into Dr. Ren's lab, boots skidding on grated floor. Veyra landed silent behind him. Claws retracting. She yanked him into cover, a console bank humming with active scans. Ren! Ethan hissed. Scanner ready? The xenobiologist spun from her terminal, multifaceted eyes widening at their disheveled states. Cole. Salk. Hunters 2 minutes out. Portable units hot volunteer now. Or we have nothing. Ethan stripped off his jacket, rolled up his sleeve. Map it. Every vitae trace. Prove the bonds mutual. Veyra gripped his arm, fangs glinting. Risky. Exposure. Proof buys time. He met her gaze, pulse steady under her touch. Trust me. She nodded. Slipped into an access panel shadow. Gone. In seconds. Ren slapped biopads on Ethan's neck, wrists, chest. Lie still. Neural sync initiating. Scanner arms descended. Needles pricking shallow. Blue light bathed him. Ethan gritted teeth as data streams lit the hollow screen. Vitals nominal. Coagulation index. Off charts. Ren leaned in. Human baseline doesn't regenerate vitae like this. Symbiosis confirmed. Your cells amplify her essence. Infinite loop, if balanced. Show me. Ethan flexed fingers. Demo time. Ren hesitated, claws tapping console. Sterile field. Active. Slice. Controlled. He pulled his smuggler's knife, sterilized it under UV burst. Palm up on the tray. One clean cut, 3 inches deep. Blood welled crimson. Ren's breath hitched. Depth, 4 millimeters. Clotting. Should take. Skin puckered. Edges knit. 30 seconds. Scar faint pink. 1 minute. Gone. Ethan balled fist. Routine maintenance. Impossible. Ren's mandibles clicked. Sanguivore Vitae rewires human hemostasis. You're a walking regen tank. Coven laws shatter on this data. Alarms blared. Outer doors buckled. Download it. Ethan yanked pads free. Vera. Here. She emerged. Data chit in claw. Footsteps thundered. Lab doors hissed open. Marshal Corps stormed in. Plasma rifle leveled. 2 enforcers flanked. Scanners sweeping. Cole. Corps' voice ground like gravel. Human courier. Unauthorized Vitae exposure. Surrender the Sanguivore. Cole. Ethan stepped forward. Hands visible. Knife sheathed. Ren froze at console, feigning data entry. No Sanguivore here. Ethan locked eyes. Just a medic. Patching wounds. Cor's nostrils flared, inhaling deep. Lies. Pheromone bond reeks. Vera Salk, High Covenant. Her marks in your veins. Ethan shrugged. Casual. Xenobiology consult. Dr. Ren's neutral. Scan says symbiosis. Not crime. Enforcer scanner beeped. Vitae signature. Amplified human. Illegal bind. Core advanced. Claws inches from Ethan's throat. Name her. Root out. Or we vivisect the proof. Ethan's mind raced station logistics codes from courier runs. False trail primed. Vera? Never met. But if you're hunting ghosts. He tapped wrist comm, fed dummy data. Cargo Bay 7C. Smuggler pods launched Vector 192 Mark IV. Logistics ping confirms. Core snatched the comm, eyes narrowing at holomap. Not deceit. Courier efficiency. Ethan smirked. Bill, the station. Core snarled, signaled. Team. Secure Bay 7C. Double lock this lab. He leaned close. Breath hot. Bond breaks you first. Soft skin. Hunger claims collaterals. They bolted. Doors sealed. Ren exhaled. You bought minutes. Data's yours, symbiosis viable. But Core's algorithms will sniff the fake. Ethan grabbed the chit. Good enough. He vaulted toward service hatch. Vera. She dropped from ceiling struts. Lithe form coiling around him. Effective. He pulled her through hatch. Vents swallowing them. Echoes of distant shouts faded. They tumbled into a dim maintenance alcove. Emergency seals hissing shut. Vera pinned him against bulkhead. Eyes glowing faint Vitae blue. Plan now. Ethan's voice roughened. Hands on her waist. Not just me healing. You live too. She traced his jaw. Fangs grazing skin no pierce. Data changes that. He pressed chit into her palm. Ren's proof. Mutual gain. Humans endure. You amplify. We broadcast. Forced negotiation. Her laugh. Low vibration. Optimist. Hunters prioritize termination. Then we run smarter. He kissed her fierce, claiming. She yielded, claws light on his back. Bond thrummed. Vitae sinking pulses. Hunger flickered in her gaze. Feed? After evasion, he broke lip lock, checked scanner. She plotted console. Fingers flying. Coreward relay. Neutral space. But biology fights my thirst cycles with yours. Ethan sliced thumb shallow. Offered drop. She lapped, precise. Balance hummed. Trust building? She murmured, temple to his. Earned. He holstered pistol. Love? We'll test it, evading. Sensors pinged, Core's voice boomed station-wide. False trail confirmed. Cole's human resilient liar. Lockdown full. Vitae hunt. Live. Vera yanked him into pod launch tube. He adapts. Ethan chambered round. So do we. Pod clamps released. Acceleration crushed them together. Station shrank astern. Hunters swarming false bays. But Kor's shuttle peeled off, algorithms chasing ghosts. For now, Vera's hand found his. Plan holds? Ethan grinned into void. Until it doesn't. Deeper black, stars wheeled. Bond sang, resilient, unbreakable. Yet Kor's net tightened. One slip. Vitae storm consumed. He felt her shiver. Not fear. Anticipation. Human grit met alien fire. Lovers now, fugitives forever. Pod alarms wailed interceptor signatures inbound. Kor wised up fast. Ethan kissed her knuckles. Round 2. She bared fangs, consenting. Together, thrusters fired. Evasion ignited. But in his veins, Vitae whispered truth. Healing commanded. Lies bought time. Trust sealed the deal. Love? It demanded proof next. Kor's voice crackled intercept. Cole. Surrender Vitae's source. Or, we burn your trail to ash. Ethan thumbed response mute. Not today, Marshal. Marshal. Pod doving to relay shadow. Hunters closed. Game on. Vera slammed her palm on the tribunal dais. I claim full responsibility, Marshal Kor. The Vitae binding was my act alone. Kor's yellow eyes narrowed from the enforcer podium. His scaled lips peeled back, exposing cutter teeth. Tribunal Bay hummed with covenant witnesses, sanguivore elders in shadowed alcoves, their robes whispering judgment. Grapple clamps still gripped their escape pod outside the viewport. Hunters had netted them mid-dive, thrusters cold now. Ethan stood chained beside her, wrists bound in Vitae suppressant cuffs. His pulse thrummed through their bond, steady, defiant. Human resilience. No panic spike. Just calculated calm. Kor tapped his data slate. Lady Salk, your status shields no crime. Unauthorized Vitae transfer to a xenoform. Violates Covenant Edict 47. The human is evidence. Seize him. Vera stepped forward, fangs bared in challenge. Test legality first, Marshal. Scan results demand review. She activated the Bay holoscreen with a glyph swipe. Doctor. Ren present. The xenobiologist's feed flickered live from the med lab. Eyelist Ren's furred face filled the projection, multi-lenses blinking. Lady Vera. Data confirmed. Proceed? Project the binds, Vera ordered. Ren's claws danced. Scans bloomed. Ethan's veins glowed with Vitae lattice, her essence woven into human cells. No rejection. Symbiosis. Vitae integrated at 98% efficiency, Ren narrated. Human physiology adapts. Accelerates healing by 400%. No degradation in donor. Witnesses hissed. Kor leaned in. Irrelevant. Binding requires covenant sanction. You fed. Unsanctioned. Vera's tail lashed. Fed? I saved. Human craft crashed into our relay. He coded flatline organs pulped. Routine salvage? No. Deathworlder endurance dragged him back from void. I bridged the gap. She gripped Ethan's arm. His skin warmed under her claws, no flinch. Trust built in that touch. Ethan met her gaze. Silent support. His scent, sweat-salted resolve, filled her senses. Kor's nostrils flared. Semantics. The bond corrupts. Humans lack Vitae receptors. This. Mutation spreads. Contraband hunger. Prove it. Vera thrust her slate forward. Covenant Clause 12b. Legality yields to empirical writ. Ren affirm control. Li. Leng. Clause 24. Ren adjusted lenses. Bond is reciprocal. Lady Vera's hunger sinks to subject's vitals. He starves, she weakens. No uncontrolled spread. Human baseline suppresses overdraw endurance trait. Elders murmured. One leaned forward. Precedent? Kor snarled. Execution for both. Bind. Breaks. Vitae purity. Vera straightened. Status cloak billowing. High Lady glyphs gleamed on her collar. Then bind me to judgment. I accept oath of conduct. She extended claws over the dais sensor, my feeding limited to sanctioned sources. My fate ties to the humans. He complies with covenant non-interference. I walk free. Breach? My vitae unravels us both. Ethan tensed beside her. Bond hummed, warning his instinct screamed risk. But he nodded once. Partnership. Core paused. Algorithms whirring in his implants. Witnesses stilled. Oath glyphs ignited under her claws. Searing packed into flesh. Pain lanced hers alone. Accepted. The dais intoned. Fate. Linked. Relief flickered. Vera exhaled. Dismissed. Pursuitans. Relief flickered. With 41 towns. With 41. Axide. With 41. With 41. With 41. Core's smile twisted. Oath binds you, lady. Not him. He signaled hunters. Sanctioned seizure. Human as evidence. Extract vitae sample. Non-lethal. Blades hissed free. 6 hunters advanced. Stunners charging blue. Vera lunged, shoving Ethan behind her. Oath covers conduct. He's mine. Evidence overrides. Core's claw stabbed the lockdown glyph. Bay shield slammed down. Hunters circled. Blades low. Ethan twisted free of loose cuffs. Human fingers. Dexterous. He palmed a loose panel shard. Eyes locked on her. Vera flank left. Bond surged. Her speed met his grit. She slashed first hunter's wrist guard. Vitae damp spray missing. He dodged. Rolled under second blade. Pure Deathworld reflex. Witnesses recoiled. The human endures. Core barged. Stun him. Vera raked claws across a hunter's thigh plate, buying Ethan space. He drove the shard into a stunner. Port. Sparks. Erupted. Weapon dead. Hunters pivoted. Blades whistling. She felt his strain through bond, no vitae boost yet. Pure human limits. Sweat beaded his brow. Yet he pressed, feinting high, striking low. One hunter crumpled. Knee shattered. Impossible. Core muttered. No enhancements. Human normal. Vera snapped, tackling another. Fangs grazed armor. Tasted alloy fear. Ethan grabbed a fallen blade, too light for sanguivore grip. But he swung true. Clang parried third hunter. We adapt together. Bond thrummed hotter. Trust sealed in combat sync. Her strike flowed from his dodge. They backed to the dais, hunters regrouping. Ren's feed crackled. Data updating human resilience amplifies bond output 20%. Core drew his own blade. Enforcer marked. End this. Extract now. Vera bared fangs fully. Hunger stirred not for blood. For victory. Ethan's hand brushed hers mid-fight. Electric. Love's proof in motion. Alarms wailed. Bay doors buckled external breach? No. Core's shuttle reinforcements. Hunters charged anew. Blades gleamed. Ethan grinned through bloodied lip. Your move. Lady. She roared assent. Claws met steel. Bond unbreakable. But Core closed. Blade aimed true. Pod clamps groaned outside. Escape window? Hunters swarmed. One slip. Vitae storm. Core lunged. Yield the human. Vera parried too slow. Blade nicked her arm. Pain flared. Ethan's shout pure fury. He barreled in, shard discarded, tackling Core's legs. Deathworld momentum toppled the marshal. Hunters faltered. Vera seized the moment, slamming dais override. Shields flickered up, trapping hunters inside. Pod release, she commanded. Clamps disengaged. Their craft lurched free. Ethan vaulted to viewport controls, sealing inner hatch. Acceleration pinned them. As pod blasted clear, Core's roar echoed through comms. Hunters deploy interceptors! Full vitae hunt! Pod streaked into relay shadow. Vera slumped against Ethan, oath glow fading on her claws. His arms wrapped her solid, enduring. Plan B? He murmured. She nuzzled his neck, fangs grazing safe. Evade. Sensors pinged. Interceptors inbound. Core's net closing. Bond whispered. Resilience met fire. Hunter's blades drawn, pursuit live. Ethan chambered an imagined round. Round 3. Her laugh vibrated. Fangs consented. Together, but oath tied them. One hunger slip, unraveling waited. Core's voice crackled. Salk. Oath breaches on contact. Human vitae. Mine. Pod dove deeper. Stars blurred. Trust demanded more. Vera's hand tightened in his. Earned. Unbreakable? Interceptors locked. Thrusters fired. Evasion reignited. In his veins, her vitae healed the nick. Human grit fueled it back. Core adapted fast. Game escalated. She kissed his pulse. Prove it. He did. Witness scans replayed in her mind. Ren's data. Human endurance. Extraordinary. Sanguivores watched. Awed. Fugitives bound. Lovers tested. Pod alarms peaked. Collision warning. Ethan yanked controls. Hold on. Impact shuddered. Relay debris field cover? They tumbled through, hunters overshooting. For now. Bond sang victory. But oath hunger gnawed. Ethan's conduct her leash. Core's intercept gleamed astern. Blades metaphorical now. But sharp. Vera plotted next jump. Station neutral. Ren owes data favors. Ethan nodded, wiping blood. No complaint. Just action. Human normale. Her miracle. Pod stabilized. Deeper void beckoned. Hunters pursued. Oath loomed. Love? It fought back. Ethan gripped the pod's controls as the neutral station's docking clamps locked with a metallic crunch. Alarms blared proximity alerts from Core's interceptors. Vera's hand squeezed his shoulder. Her vitae pulsed in his veins, sharpening his focus. Dock hard, she said. Ren's Bay 3. Hunters inbound. He slammed the thrusters. The pod jolted into the berth. Hatches hissed open. Ethan grabbed his medkit and a cargo tether. Station corridors loomed. High-grav cargo rings below for heavy freight. Perfect trap. Vera scanned her wrist pad. Core's team breaches in 60 seconds. Lead them down. Ethan nodded. He sprinted into the cargo deck. Gravity ramps spiraled into the rings 5 Gs at the core, hauling ore and scrap. His muscles burned from the bond's lingering fatigue, but human endurance kicked in. Routine. Footsteps echoed behind. Core's voice boomed over station comms. Salk. Human. Stand down. Unauthorized vitae bind is contraband. Ethan hit the first ramp. 2 Gs crushed his chest. He pushed harder. Hunters, 4 sanguivores in enforcement armor followed, blades humming. They adapted fast, their biology built for pressure shifts. He baited them deeper. Third ring. 3 Gs. Lungs labored. Ethan slapped the overload panel. Drill sequence armed station safety protocol for grav fail sims. 1 trigger. And the ring would spin wild, crushing unsecured cargo. Core's team charged. Cole. Your leverage. Sakra oaths demand severance. Ethan dove into 4 Gs. Legs like lead. He tethered to a stanchion, yanked the drill trigger. Alarms wailed. Ring rotors screamed to life. Cargo crates tumbled massive alloy blocks, pinwheeling at lethal speeds. A hunter screamed. Impact. His armor sparked. Leg pinned under a crate. The others scattered. Blades slashing tethers to stabilize. Core skidded in, eyes narrowing. Fool! Evac protocols. Ethan unclipped. 5G's now vision tunneling. He crawled toward the pinned hunter. Sanguivore physiology sealed wounds fast. But grav crush meant internal rupture. Human med courier drilled this. Endurance over tech. Stay down, Core barked, blade raised. Ethan ignored him. Reached the hunter. Blood slicked the deck, sanguivore vitae, dark and viscous. He injected a grav stabilizer from his kit. Human formula. Dosed for Deathworlders. Pulled the tether. Dragged the hunter free. Ring spin peaked. Crates pulverized bulkheads. Ethan hauled the injured one up ramp, G's fighting every inch. His back screamed. Veyra's blood knit micro tears in his muscles miracle fuel. Core blocked the ramp. Drop him. You're bound illicit. Tribunal en route. Ethan dumped the hunter at Core's feet. He's stable. Your move. The hunter gasped, clutching his leg. Human. Carried me. Through 5Gs. Core's mandibles clicked. Scanner's word witness logs auto-recording. Veyra appeared at the ramp top. Fangs sheathed. Data. Incoming. Ren's lab. Station klaxons shifted tribunal alert. Neutral arbiter protocols activated. They funneled into a holding bay. Dr. Elist Ren waited. Tentacles flicking over holo displays. Tribunal feed live. 3 hooded arbitrators from mixed covenants. Scans confirm, Ren said.